Minister of Justice and Constitutional Development, Mmamoloko Kubayi, has confirmed that all processes delaying the start of the Judicial Commission of Inquiry into criminality, political interference and corruption in the criminal justice system are expected to be finalized today. The commission, chaired by retired Justice Mbuyiseli Madlanga, had cited infrastructure procurement setbacks as a reason for the postponement of the commencement of its hearings. The Justice Department DG and DDG for ICT face suspension over the commission and the commission's delays.
On Friday, it was brought to my attention that the Madlanga Commission would not be able to start as envisaged for the 1st of September for their hearings. I immediately convened several meetings throughout the day of Friday, cancelled my diary, and together with some of the officials and brought them in to be able to try and see if there are issues that we needed to resolve and how we can ensure that the 1st of September is not compromised. It was evident towards the end of the day that we will not be able to practically do that because intervention would have meant that we violate PFMA and SEM processes that are in place. And therefore, we had to concede that we'll have to allow the administration to be able to do their work. But here, I must indicate that certain issues could have been avoided by the administrators in the department. And from the discussion with the commission, it was indicated that for them to be able to share the work that they've been doing in terms of documents, they need a secure platform. For them to be able to submit a report which commissioners will have to go through and be able to prepare for, so that they notify the first witness to testify in time. They would have needed to do that by Wednesday, which all those are not in place as the processes are being concluded today. And that meant that they will have to delay. So we have committed to them that, as we committed, that all the processes will be completed today, as I report that they are completed, and we have requested them to rework and announce their starting date of their announcement. Following all this, as I got notified on Friday, I immediately reported the situation to the head of state, the president, who was traveling back from TICAT, who immediately we agreed that I'll do a full report to him, which was done by Friday. On Friday, as I did the report, I had immediately put the DDG responsible for ICT, Mr. Jabu Tlachwayo, on immediate suspension, pending a full investigation and a disciplinary process. This is because of the failures and lapses on the system and also not being able to do due diligence and ensuring that the commission starts on time. With the report submitted, the president then communicated the request for them, or in the process, the president then delegated to the Minister of Justice and Constitutional Development powers to institute disciplinary proceedings against the Director General of the Department of Justice and Constitutional Development, Advocate Doc Mashabane, and this decision has been communicated to him this afternoon. We must, however, state that despite these challenges, the Madlanga Commission has commenced with a preliminary work that includes interaction with their witnesses. We remain committed to ensuring that Commission begins its work without further delays and to strengthening the operational efficiencies of the department to prevent similar setbacks in the future.
All right, we're joined now by SABC senior news reporter Canny Maphanga in studio just to unpack all of this further. Canny, a very good afternoon to you. So, of course, interesting developments from this morning with starting off with that press statement from the Madlanga Commission. Just speak to us firstly, you know, what it basically entailed that led us to this press conference by the minister.
Quite early this morning, good afternoon to you, Anati, and to the viewers. Quite early this morning, just after 8, the Commission released a statement which follows already a briefing that has come and gone, stating that they were ready to begin. It was all systems go for the 1st of September 2025, and a probe that I think the nation is interested in and wants to get answers regarding those allegations, quite serious allegations made by KZN top cop, Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, on allegations of misconduct, corruption and alleged collusion with organized crime syndicates by the allegedly the security cluster. What that statement revealed is that the Commission will not be able to begin its work on the 1st of September 2025. And it becomes clear once you read the statement that they attribute it solely to the Department of Justice and their inability to meet their commitment in order for the Commission to do its work. It became apparent, I think in the last paragraph, where they state that had it not been for the DOJ's failure to meet their commitments, they would have commenced and were ready as the Commission to commence on the 1st of September 2025, which then led us to this briefing that we're seeing now from the Minister to clarify the status of those inquiries, which I understand is not really, there isn't really an issue with the Kampempe Commission. It really is just the Madlanga Commission, which was set to begin on the 1st of September.
And one understands the public outcry in terms of this, because we did hear from, retired Justice Madlanga basically taking the country into his confidence to say, we are ready for this commission, and these are just some of the things that we're currently busy with, because, I mean, there was also a lot of anticipation in terms of who they will be calling as, first witnesses. Obviously, Lieutenant General Mkhonazi too being one of those people. But just speak to us then about the DOG's presser today. Of course, the Minister seeming very resolute in terms of being decisive on, the officials who are now facing suspension, the department's DG as well as the DDG for ICT suspension. Just speak to us about those dynamics. I mean, were there any legal parameters that they were struggling with? Did they not follow the PFMA? What's happening there?
Well, the Department of Justice will be the government, or the department rather, that is responsible for procuring those services that would ensure that the Commission is able to do its work and do it quite diligently. But it appears that the vital infrastructure, there were challenges with the procurement there, or at least it's taking much longer than what is expected, because we know that those processes follow the PFMA and SCM, which is supply chain management processes. So it seems that there were delays regarding that. However, the Minister has given a progress report on some of the tools or resources that they've been able to acquire for the Commission to begin its work. She then goes on to state that further action will be taken against 2 officials regarding the delays of the Madlanga Commission, also adding that she learnt on Friday that they would not be able to commence on the 1st of September 2025, and then had to liaise with the President regarding the next steps to be taken. So we already know that they have fingered 2 figures, which is the DG of the department and the DDG for ICT as individuals that will face further possible action, and they've been notified of their possible suspension, if we could phrase it that way, because we know it's a long process. It doesn't just start as soon as it's announced. You get the opportunity to make representations, issues such as that. You have to follow that particular legal process in order for it to be a valid process. So we know at least there's now 2 figures. She goes into quite great detail about the DDG for ICT, where the shortcomings may have been there. But with the DG, she was quite mute on what had he done, or rather not done, in order for him to face this kind of action following the delays of the Madlanga Commission. But in all of this, we still don't know when the start date will be, but we know at least for some of the timelines or timeframes that have been set, such as the preliminary report that was supposed to come, that they won't be able to meet that deadline.
In fact, she said she will speak to President Cyril Ramaphosa, informing him that they will not meet that deadline.
They will not meet that deadline because they won't be starting on the 1st of September 2025. So that is certain. How much room they have, or when the Commission decides to set a date, it will be up to the Commission to announce that.
And of course, a lot to discuss in terms of how this will affect the actual work of the Commission. But thank you so much, Canny, for that. That's all the time we have for this afternoon. That is, of course, our senior SABC News reporter, Canny Maphanga.